Hello everybody, welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna explore the new patch that just came out on Tekken 8. If I remember correctly, it's written here is patch 1.04. Finally, we have some well-deserved nerfs to some characters, and we have a lot of buffs as well that we have to talk about. We will go through the video talking both about the changes here, and then we will go also on practice mode maybe to test some things. But as you can see, like, the patch is very long. Okay, you can see here it's really long. So the thing to do here is actually read everything, but trying also to understand the direction that the developers want to bring the game into. So first thing is they say, hey, this patch is not definitive. This is for May, but in June we have another one with more balance adjustments. So everything that see here is not a finished job. It might be finished for some characters, but other characters still needs to be polished. I like this. At the same time, I don't like this because Tekken World Tour is already started. The eSport World Cup, especially, is gonna be played. The qualifiers will be at the end of this month, and so it will be played on this patch, and then the eSport World Cup itself will be played on another patch. I'm not a fan of this. I would prefer that once we have a decent patch, they will keep it for the whole season, of esport events. I know that not everybody is involved in esports, but me being involved in that, that's something I would like to see. Like that everything is polished when there is a lot of money on the line. I think it's fair to ask for that, but I also understand that esport cannot be the priority of everything. So that's actually fine. It's better that they did at least this than leaving it as it was before, in my opinion. There are some special style change, not too much, like some text changes. Nothing that here is too important in the first lines. What I want to talk about is a little about the hit, about the Rager, sorry, because now the Rager doesn't freeze anymore when it absorb attack like it did before, which was kind of strange to see. Now that doesn't happen anymore. It happened since Tekken 7, but now that's that's not gonna happen anymore. They buffed the hit burst actually. It's way harder to crush the hit burst with the jump. If you watch it, just tonight I put a clip where Lee Cholan while running 3-4 jumped over my hit burst with low. Uh, Probably this is fixed. So it's good. Yes, I would have won the match if this was fixed. Whatever. Something about hit smash, something about hit dash for aerial combo. Probably these changes are nothing too big or noticeable, except for maybe few bugs. These are the changes they do when they see some clips on Twitter that say, "Hey, this is not supposed to happen this way. We're gonna fix it." So okay, that's all good. For the head gauge, basically, what they do? Modify behavior the head gauge animation when all damage taken is covered for better clarity. Okay, so there is something about the health gauge. I don't know what that improved with the visibility, but nothing in terms of the game. Oh, this decent stage, the Jin Dream stage, has been improved better because I cannot see the wall here, and now it's easier. They say you see that. And then breakable stage, there was a bug where landing hit engager and breaking the walls, for example, didn't lead to recover the health. Now this should be fixed. I don't know why they put it as a buff because it's for everybody. So if something is for everybody, it's not a buff. But okay. Something for down state to fix some very niche scenarios. Wall breaks as well. Throws. This is very important. This is a big nerf for some characters, especially the characters with running moves, or anyway that play a lot with advantages. Also for me, because I love to do throws, this is a big nerf to me as a player, actually. Uh, The throw escapes for counter hits has been increased from 10 frame to 14 frame, and there is also sound effect. I don't like this because I felt finally throws in Tekken 8 had a meaning compared to Tekken 7, where they were way too easy to break. Now landing them as a counter hit, like it's still a high that can be escaped all the time and can be ducked and launched. So I feel I don't like this. I know a lot of people like it, but I grew up with Tekken 6 where the window to break throws was very tiny compared to what it is now. And when people talk about legacy skills, well, I worked my ass off about like breaking throws for one full month in Tekken 6 in practice mode, half an hour per day. Uh, it carried me until now to break throws pretty good in a pretty good way. Now it's a nerf for me. Okay, this thing. I would prefer they nerf the tracking of the throws compared to the counter properties of the throws. The way I see it, at least. Let's see actually how impactful it is to have 4 more frames. Probably it's impactful enough. Probably this for me was necessary of some throws like King Jasmine, for example, because that's 10 frame. So I understand it. But on generic throws, probably there was no need, in my opinion. I would put this only on common throws, it's nerf. But generic throws, why? They have no use at all, except to stop something and counter it, because they're so easy to break. So, in my opinion, this was not necessary. But okay, that's the direction of the game. I really like how they made throws before, so it's okay. Only the tracking was my problem. Wall specific throws are something very specific, too much. Low throws. Okay, so now low throws will hit from the side before no. And character unique throws. This is a nerf I like because these throws were all launchers. And they could be done, not the wild crouching one, probably not, but the others could be done to actually punish armor moves or rage arts. So this actually they can still punish rage arts, so it's still good to punish rage arts to kill opponent, but you cannot now launch like -12 or -13 armor moves with this anymore. It's a change I kinda like because it's specified. They still want you to use throws to punish the armor moves. They just don't want you to launch the opponent. Unless, of course, like you have a throw that break the floor and the floor is breakable, but that's very specific. And it's correct that you are rewarded in some way when you do something so clutch, like punishing an armor with a floor blast triggering throw. That's something good. So yeah, this is a change I like. Stomps, running stomp. I don't know what is it. It doesn't trigger floor break. Okay, I'm not sure. Strong aerial tailspin. This is very big as a change. The strong aerial tailspin change is big because basically now Dragunov. Let me zoom. Maybe you can see better. Maybe like Dragunov Fang. They use a lot of Nina of strong aerial tailspin. Okay. And they cannot make more than 3 now in a combo. It's very useful, specifically like Feng loved to do up for 3 like 3-4 times, 5 times in a row, 5 times maybe not, but 4 times at least, from a hit dash combo, having way more damage than what they are supposed to do with hit dash combos. So now they nerfed that. I like it. I still like because you can still use the tailspin, just you cannot abuse it. That's a change I like because it makes sense. You don't want to abuse the system, you want to utilize the system. You can still use the system, you just cannot abuse it. That's good. I still have to understand what they mean for strong area spike, but I guess that spike against an opponent from behind, the opponent does a backward okami, timing opponent can block during the okami made quicker by 3 frames. I think from back turn right now, you could just do a spike means a move that put them on the ground. I think I was showing back one. And then you could get a guaranteed hit. I think you is not the case anymore. I don't really like it if this is the case because from behind, normally the the hits, the enders you can do without a guaranteed hit are less damaging than from front, and it makes no sense because, in my opinion, you should be rewarded more if you go behind somebody because it means you moved very well and not less. But I still don't know if that is the case. I think it's this, but I'm not sure. Um, these things command, I don't know what they mean. Uh, like now you can only do these moves without buffering them. Probably that's the thing. They are all Kusevia QCF moves. Um, Going into the character now, it's better. Like, so Aliza very few changes. Down for one into one cannot be crouch anymore. I believe before it could on hit. That's what I think this is. While down back to two simply it does less damage from before. That's fine. This one is just a fix for the cannon. So like when she shoots, nothing special. While Rising 4, actually, this is a very good buff because while Rising 4 of Aliza is not that good. So they expanded it, making it not whiffing when you try to punish something. Now, not big changes for Aliza. Aliza is already very strong as a character. This doesn't change much. She's not nerfed by other things like throws or the strong tail spin. She didn't abuse them. So actually she didn't get many nerfs in the part with the generic things, which means indirectly she was buffed. If other characters are nerfed, you mean that even if they don't touch you, you get buffed. Okay, so overall probably Aliza is even stronger than before. And now, Azuka, this is a big change. Azuka at the moment wasn't a great character. Right now, they really want to make Azuka very easy character to use. That's what I can see here. Because what they do is they say they expand the variety of offensive options, but in reality they simplified a few things. One, less counterplay on the rage art. I don't like this. I really don't like this. It looks like they always want to remove counterplays from everything. It's not the direction I like. I think counterplays, knowing counterplays should be rewarded, and it's up to the defender, to the attacker, to know that if the opponent knows counterplay to your tools, you should switch to other things. Where is the ability if I can do everything without counterplays? I really don't like this. I really don't like this change. The rage art of Asuka was already unique. It had his own counterplay. You still needed to be very calm to counter it in tournament, you know, like this way it's like I don't know why. What was the need for that? I don't see. Now the after parry right punch attack, as you can now probably get a juggle every time. This is a good fix, quality of life fix. Before it's not correct also to have like inconsistencies, and this fix an inconsistency. This is something I like. Now after down forward 1-2, the opponent I think cannot duck if down for 1 or down back for hit. They cannot duck the 3. Now on down for 1-2 this is not big, but on down back for 3 if down back for 3 now jail on hit, that's big because you can do down back for 3 a lot more, and this is very good. Actually very very good. I hope it's not this way the way it works, but if it works this way, this is very good. Now this is one of the biggest change. Running 1+2 of Asuka. Reduce the knockback distance when the attack is blocked, and changes have been made to trigger Tornado upon counter hit. What does it mean? It means that Asuka now has a super strong running move that does chip damage. Let me show you. Let's go into the game and show you. So the thing is that what is very strong about this, of course, the fact that counter it the counter it being a combo, it's something big because she get around 80 damage from that. So that's good, very good. But the thing that for me mattered the most is the fact that she has less knockback. This is a move, okay? So if now we do this, so I register to block and then back. She cannot back back. Do you realize? He's so close. She has to take. She has to choose. She has to choose between lancers. Sorry, it is after this. She has to choose. Oh, she can! Okay, no. Forget what I said. I saw on Twitter that they couldn't do it. Okay, this is actually okay. Because it was way too brain dead. Good, 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 good. Still, Azuka can just 1+2 and you cannot back with 1+2. This is big because this move is +4. So 1+2 is 16. It means that if you do down for 1, you lose. It's good. It's still a very good change for Azuka. Luckily, she cannot commit to this. Maybe it depends on the character. She can probably commit to this, yeah. She can do still moves. And let's see if what I said before, it's correct. Can they? Oh, they can still. I don't know what they can do it. I don't know. I don't know what they mean with the notes of. I don't know what they mean when they say that down for 1 or down back for you cannot crouch anymore. Like the phenomenon where the opponent could crouch to evade subsequent high attacks after being hit, a natural quick has been corrected. I don't know what they mean, but because you can still duck the follow-ups, so all good. Now this changes. Let me see. The knockback distance improve 1+2, of course, but as you see, at least down 1+2 doesn't enter. That's a very good test I made. I'm pretty sure some characters will not be able to do the backpack. Maybe King cannot. So in some scenarios, this might lead to a 50-50. Of course, the opponent can always press button, but still, like, pretty solid. And then, during a Niwa, so during hit or when she activated the finger things, it's a launcher all the time. It does less damage running 1+2, but it is a launcher all the time. And also the move is not +6, but it's +11. So let's try that. Maybe there they have to choose. Let's see. So if I activate it and I make my opponent block and then backdash, let's see. Oh yeah, that's what they mean. Okay. So here, oh sorry. This is 50-50, straight 50-50. They cannot even interrupt this or this. They cannot interrupt because this is 20 frame, and the move is +11. It's seriously +11. Of course, she can do it only twice. Actually, she can still do it when she has a Niwa. This is big. Like in hit, Azuka is a 50-50 machine now. Probably you can hop kick that, but if you hop kick, you can just duck. No, and the 1+2 will still win against you. This means that Azuka in hit is a 50-50 machine. She will just run in 1+2 on you into 50-50. Alternatively, she will not use that, but she will use the forward 1+2, which is the move, which is a me. Okay, and you see, this is a launcher. So, like, this move is a launcher on a hit. That's big, right? You will not duck running 1+2 a lot, and so because of forward 1+2, and so Azuka become a 50-50 machine. Very strong. There are other buff on Nani Wagustu, but with the 1+2, which is this move, but nothing special. The other great buff is this. If Azuka got how to do it. Okay. If Asuka got this, sorry, her 13 frame um, Punisher or this, now the choice is this is way better. This became minus 14, you know, and this is all guaranteed. Minus 14. And the mid, this is minus 3. Before it was like minus 7, minus 9, something like that. It was minus 9. Now it's only minus 3. Very strong. And can be, of course, the biggest buff is not the fact that the mid is minus 3, but the fact that the low is only minus 14. So before it was launchable, but now minus 14. You cannot launch it unless you are Jin or Raven. I don't remember. So very, very strong buff. She became a 50-50 machine. Basically, what you want to do with Azuka is all the time this. Seriously, all the time this. You know, like you can get hit. So just probably she has a full combo here. I don't even know the combos. Just, you know, like something like that. And between that and running 1+2. This means Azuka became very, very, very simple to use. She was already not an art character, I feel. Now she's even simple, more simple. It's okay because Azuka needs to be simple by design. I just hope she cannot just solve all matches with a coin flip. I don't want everybody to just be a coin flip. This makes Azuka a complete coin flip character in hit. Complete coin flip character in hit. And the stabilizer is also usable without hit. The stabilizer, this part. Oh, wait, where did you go? Where did they go? The stabilizer part, so that throws into the mid or low. This is actually 50-50 also outside hit. It does also cheap damage and block by the way. So really improved a lot Azuka 50-50s. Is it the way to improve Azuka? I don't know. She cannot be a parry character like before because of the way all hockey queens versus parries now. So that's the direction they want her to go. Just bet. Azucena, rip. They say that they will basically now nerf everything with Azucena to see how she will perform. This is what they say here. And then in 1.05 they might buff her again a little. Because literally this patch destroyed Azucena totally. It's the most nerfed character in the game. She received only nerfs. Some for me really unnecessary, like 1-1. 1-1 is a move that became minus 10 now. But there was no need because if you're good on 1-1, you can sidestep the second one or backdash the second one and launch Azucena. It was a move already with counterplay. They just make it way easier to have counterplay on it. I don't feel this was needed, to be honest. Then there are other nerfs that makes more sense. 2-1 was abused, so it makes sense they nerfed it because it's a good, very good fast poking tool to use. It was minus 3, but there was always the high follow-up. And it was plus 7, now it's only plus 3. And also it tracks way less than before. This makes sense. I agree on this. This move was very annoying. This is I don't feel like this move was supposed to be this good in the design of Azucena. So it makes sense to me that they nerfed it. Then the other thing that they nerfed, down for 1-4-1. You cannot delete anymore, down for 1-1-4. And she does 4 less damage than before. And you can actually sidestep the move now. So Azucena basically lost her 50-50 here between the high and the mid after the kick is blocked. You can sidestep both options now on the right. The thing is she can still go into stance, and so she can still mix you up, but it does less damage. This actually is a smart change. It makes sense to me. The only problem is this move was used very, very well together with running 3-2. And they also nerfed running 3-2. So I feel because you nerf running 3-2, there was no need, in my opinion, to nerf this move this hard. Um, like, I think just nerfing one of them was enough. Either the running 3-2 or the down for 1-1. Now they both are nerfed. Maybe it's a little excessive, in my opinion. They buffed down back 3. Makes sense. They want you to use down back 3 way more than down back 4. So what they do here is say, hey, we reduce the damage on down back 4 by 4 damage, which makes sense because it did a lot of damage. The move is still amazing, in my opinion, because it's still only minus 14. It's still high crush. So it's very good. Tracks fairly well. But now they say, hey, use down back 3 more. You have this other low from standing. It doesn't crush, but it does more damage. It's more rewarding, and it's safer to do. So they literally want you to use down back 3 more. They improved back 1-1, but it's not like anything special. And they nerfed forward 4, so now the throw follow-up will do less damage. Like on hit, this move always granted the throw into hit. Now it will do less damage. Running 3-2 does a lot less damage, 7 less damage on the second hit. And also is only +2. It was already nerfed a lot in the other patches. I think making it +2 is actually very smart. I'm not sure that the damage of the second attack being nerfed means also that the chip damage it does is less. I'm not sure that's correlated. I hope it is. But I feel like now with +2, this move is totally fine because it allows you for counterplay after you block it. Before, down forward 1-4 was too good. Now, down forward 1-4 can be beaten all the time. So that's why I'm saying there was no need to also nerf down forward 1-4. I still think she can be good. It's just that they nerfed exactly all the moves that made her broken, which were running 3-2, down forward 1-4, 2-1, and down back 4. These 4 moves were the moves that made Azucena broken. They were nerfed. Other moves that they didn't touch and that people spam a lot, I feel is just like 4-4. I feel they're actually not great moves. It's just people are not used to them. So I think it's okay they didn't touch them. I think it's okay. Now Bryan has been improved a lot when it comes to damage on hit, like he needed it. The hit smash is improved by a lot in terms of damage. The hitbox has been improved. The frame advantage on block has been improved. That's very big. And then like the Rager does some small improvement. But then they nerfed 3+4 in the terms that before, when you do 3+4 and the other opponent do a power crash, it could create so much pushback that the power crash was going to miss, and then Bryan could launch. Now that's not the case anymore. It's a good fix, in my opinion. Down to 3 is it's something that okay, it is like we don't know. Is this change that we cannot see? It's like Asuka that it cannot be jailed, and down 3-2. I read this on Twitter. It doesn't jail. It can still be ducked. So I don't know what they mean by these things that they put, because the phenomenon where the opponent could crouch unnaturally quick and evade the second hit immediately after the first hit has been corrected. This you might read it as it will jail if the first one is on hit. It doesn't. So I really have no idea what they want to do. It's very strange. Very, very strange. It still behave like before. Just like before. Now, down back 1+2 doesn't whiff anymore mid combo. The hitbox of Water Cycle back 3 has been expanded. And the same for Water Cycle back 4. The real buff for me is the fact that 3+4 to hold cannot doesn't lose anymore to power crash. This is very, very, very big. And then there is something for the snake eyes, but I'm sorry, I don't know which one is this with the lead. It cannot be that can be delayed. I'm sorry, I don't know what move is this, so I cannot talk about it. Claudio was basically untouched. And I see a lot of people saying Claudio is weak, weak, weak. I don't feel Claudio is that weak. It's still very easy to use. It's still very powerful in tournament because of the fact it's easy to use. I feel Claudio is okay. You can hate me for this, but also you might not know it, but actually Claudio was buffed in the previous patches. Even if there was not written, there was a stealth buff. Claudio back for 2 became -11. Now I'm curious. Is it still -11 in this patch? Because it was -11 in the previous patch and not -12 like on the release. And this was never announced. So let me check. Did they fix it back to -12? Or it kept the stealth buff? Because people say, oh, Claudio is weak. Oh, sending block. -11. You see, it's still -11. You know, you have a mid-hit engager and it's -11 and it's not bad at all. So, you know, like, people don't play Claudio way too much. All Claudio mains are the one that it's not the other people that say it's too strong or too weak. It's only the Claudio mains that feel like, oh, it's too weak. I don't think so. And back for 2 million -11 is huge because some characters do you nothing, like Nina. Punish is not. Okay, back to the forum. So this was a buff that was already there. It's just people never say that. And I don't know if Claudio player told you that. But yeah, back for 2 went from -12 to -11 in the last match. It was a stealth buff. Devil Jin. Devil Jin got nerfed. In the hit smash, basically. Like they saw that the hit smash was very unfun. I didn't even feel it was too strong because on block now I feel like Devil Jin is in disadvantage after the hit smash because he has options but he risks more than what you risk. Because you can float him or punish him if he doesn't do. It cannot be safe. After the hit smash, everything Devil Jin does has a big risk for him. So it's just the move paralyzes you. It's not that it's too strong. It's actually very strong, but I feel it's more like very anti-fun, if you know what I mean. And probably frustrating, especially at low level when you don't have that study of all the counterplay if you block them. So yeah, it was okay to nerf that, in my opinion. As a compensation, he was buffed in the skyscrapers. I think back forward 2-1-2. Now on hit, basically you're not supposed to whiff anymore. When the first 2 hits, the third one will always also cannot be stepped, or it will not whiff anymore. That's the only buff you received. Not much. I still feel the character is amazing. It's very hard to play compared to majority of the cast. Like you see what they did to Asuka. She's literally, you can use her with 2 moves right now. You cannot do that with Devil Jin. Devil Jin is probably way better than Asuka when you see on paper. But then when you go to tournament, well, you know, you need all the execution with Devil Jin and everything. I think it requires a lot of skills to play Devil Jin. It's still very strong in my opinion, but it requires way better usage of everything. So no need to use him when there are other characters that are on the same level or slightly weaker on paper, but way stronger on when it comes to actually play the game, because they are very easy to use. Now Dragunov, 4-4 nerf. So they want to actually nerf the damage of Dragunov. It makes sense. Dragunov for me was top 1. If you watched my tier list video, I always say that for me the character was top 1. I'll be honest with you, I still feel even after all of this, Dragunov will still be amazing. The only thing that they really removed is Dumback 3+4 being hard to punish. It wasn't even like not risky before. You could still launch it. It was just harder for some characters, and there were some matchups where you could not launch it, like Asuka could not launch Dragunov on Dumback 3+4. Now she can. They make some changes that are big, but I still feel the character is so good. I'm not sure it's still top one, but if it's not top one, it's still top tier. Absolutely. Like the yes, they nerf for 4 damage, so it does a little less damage in combo. It's not much. They buff it for some reason. Forward 3 1 plus 2 for me it was a very good move already. Because it was safe mid. I know you can stop in the middle, like interrupt it with 10 frame, but it's not easy, especially online. Um, but you know, natural combo hit engager. It has also follow up forward 3 3, which you cannot interrupt and will actually counter it. You not sure. Down for one, I don't know what is change now. Down forward 3 plus 4. The tail spin attack, basically the strong spin attack. They nerf the damage by 4. Remember, guys, every time the damage in combos is scaled. So actually, the reducing the damage by 4 doesn't mean it's actually does 4 less damage on combos. It does probably 1 or 2 less damage because the damage is scaled in combo. And then down 4, I don't know. They made some change, very niche change. Down back to plus 4. That's the thing. They hit hard this move. They saw that this move was too oppressive. It will still do a great amount of damage, so it's still usable in some scenarios. It's just, Dragunov. This is something we said from day one. Why they gave Dragunov a move like this when Dragunov was already super good with down two? Dragunov just needs uh, one low, and that's down two. Down two is so good, is has always been, except maybe in Tekken 5 DR. Since Tekken 6, down two has been one of the best low in the game. Period. Because it's high crush, it's pretty long, it's relatively safe, it does a decent amount of damage. Dragunov Westerning are good, he has good side steps, so the situation after is good, even for Dragunov. Why they needed to give him this move in general? Like, what was the point? We don't know. Now, you have to think, well, you will use it only, for example, if you're a Rager, you want a big amount of damage, then you will use it, and you can still actually use it as a 50-50 with back 1 plus 2. It's just less strong on hit. It's very less frustrating to get hit by it because it's only +3 instead of +7, and there is distance, so now you can back after you got hit by it. At the wall, it still be very scary. And if you block it now, it's stunned. This is actually a change that is a nerf versus a lot of characters, but for majority of characters, you could already launch it, so not much will change. Me as a Shine player, it's a good buff for me because before I could only hop kick. Now I can withstand into it. It means I do like 5 more damage. It's good, nothing special. For Azuka, for example, is a big deal. For a lot of characters, it's not a big deal. Now back 4 to 1. Now they basically nerfed it in terms of the hitbox of the first attack, and also the important thing is they had the scaling on the third attack. Before, like the third attack, if it gets you countered, it's +40, so you get a free back for 3. Now there is a damage scaling of 70% on it, so this is actually a good nerf, and it makes sense. Other behavior here, I don't know. The running two went from +6 to +4, and it does less damage. Okay. With both the blue spike version and the normal version. The fact is +4 means probably you can sidestep now down for 1 after before you could not. This is actually a big nerf to Dragunov pressure. Even if it's only 2 frames, it can change a lot. You can sidestep a lot more. And Dragunov tracking moves are not the best. He has back 3 or forward 3. They're not exactly the best moves in the game for tracking. So being able to sidestep better after this move is a big deal. Still, the character, in my opinion, is still amazing. It does less damage also with the Tornado the Wall. But you see, it's only 2-3 damage. The decrease is not like 8 damage. So Dragunov will still remain incredibly good. Okay. Another thing that is important that they changed it is that Um, Dragunov now has two less frame advantage when while crouching down for 1 for hit. And especially on counter, this move doesn't guarantee anything anymore. This is very important. Uh, and then there was during takedown square. I don't know what they made, but like probably you had a guaranteed hit before. Now you don't have it anymore. Eddie, there is nothing really happening to Eddie except that down for 1 doesn't track anymore. That's all you need to do. The rest is normal thing. Peng actually has some nerfs, but I need to check them because they don't look too much. I need to check in which situation the nerf on the Sabaki. Now you see it's only 4 frames instead of 7. The punch parry. I need to understand what changes on this. Can Feng steal Sabaki down for 1 after down for 3, for example? That's something we need to do. We need to test it. And the other thing is the hit. Hit 3 plus 4. They say now it has a lot less range. And also you have less frame advantage. Will it change much? I don't know. I don't know. We need to test it. Do you want to test it? Let's go test it. So, anyway, I will record Feng, okay? I'm using Shane because it's the character I'm most confident with versus Feng. And I will try to think the punch parry because both 1 plus 2 and while rising 1 plus 2 have a lot less parry input. This is the classic setup everything. It still works. But it doesn't work anymore on Jeb. It doesn't work anymore on Jeb. See? Like, it works still on down for 1, but you can just 1, 2 Flank here. Up to 12 frames. But you see, if I go for 13, 14, or 15, that's a 4. See? I cannot. So doesn't change too much. It's still very strong as an option against down for 1, which is the main reason this bug exists actually. But now jabs are better. Yeah. Of course, Feng has other options as always. Feng is the character that always has counter to every situation, like always, no matter. Just this is a little nerve. And now, yeah, we need also to check on hit. Let's try on hit. Oh well, it's still low. Wow, I cannot. I cannot. If I block the first one, I cannot. Oh, what did change? Okay, I can do that, but I could already before. I cannot. Wow. What's the change? I guess maybe. Let's try this because it creates more distance. Why? It still hit me. Okay, a little less, but it's literally minimum. Like it's not like anything too big. A very, very, very small nerf. Feng is still top tier. Probably is actually buffed because both Dragunov and Azucena, which are the other two characters in and King, probably also in the top 4, that are easy and very competitive. Feng got nerfed the least amount. The other thing that is important is now full crouch down for 1. That's the only heavy nerf he got. it does a little less damage, and it's always minus 14. So if you block the first one, even if he's gonna do the second one, you can always do your 14 frame, up to 14 frame Punisher, and you will win, no matter what. So you have to think this move is minus 14. That's what you should. Okay? Warren, literally nothing. Like Richard improved and forward 3. I don't know. There were some situations where he could just get guaranteed hit. No, I cannot. Jack 8. I saw some things crazy about Jack 8. So he got buffed way more than I expected. Back to, okay. It will always hit. We're sending for will always hit. But the gamma, okay, the gamma. You have to think the gamma, guys. The gamma is a stance attack, okay? Uh, the problem is that now gamma not only gamma is kind of like what Gigas did before, okay? Like think about that. Like think about what Gigas was doing before with the parry. So during gamma, you can actually absorb moves. Now, if you're in hit, okay, every time you activate gamma, you recover hit time, so you will stay in hit a lot more. And the other thing is, if you parry something, you recover the hit timer, but also you recover health. And this leads to very funny situations because you can, for example, versus Aliza in the chainsaws, or Leroy and his punches. Let me try with Aliza because I'm sure with Aliza it's like that. I still have to try with Leroy. How to do it? How to do it? Let me see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yes, that's okay. Yeah, so is that okay? So let me see. Oops. I'm registering Aliza to make a lot of chainsaw. Okay. And now, oh, how to do it? What? No, wait. I need to understand how to do it. It's too late. I do it too late. Okay. I did it too early. I don't know how to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it, but I don't know how to. Uh, Let me try if I record it this way. Because I saw clips about this. Yeah, we still got it somehow. Hmm. I still got it. I still got it. I need to understand. I'm probably it's easier if I show you a tweet. Let me see if I find a tweet and the tweet that I mean, and because I cannot reproduce it now, like uh I didn't study yet the game. It just was released 1 hour ago, the patch. So all I did is Twitter and study a little. But yeah, Buffy gets me the tweet. I need to understand. But it's like Yeah, yeah, it's like this. Okay, okay, it's this one. Okay, I will show you. You see this? Look at this. Look at the light. Look at the light. That's too much, right? The hit bar and the life. See, both the hit and the life recovery is insane. That's what I wanted to show you. That's kind of strange what they did there. Anyway, this is very very good. Like it's a very good thing. And the other thing nobody talks about of Jack is this move being buffed. This move is safe now. It was -10, which I think it was perfect because it's a move you can do from everywhere. Like you go into stance. How to do it? Okay, we don't. Uh, and like it was the only move to stop the sidestep, but it was okay that Jack, because the other moves are so powerful. It's okay that Jack got -10. It's not a big deal. -10. -10. A lot of characters just do 20 damage, and now it's safe. So now the option to check the tracking. Oh my god, it's safe. That's such a big buff. Like absolutely insane buff, Jack. Jack after that doesn't risk anything. Such a big buff. I don't know where to like. It's the most underlooked buff in the whole patch note, in my opinion. Amazing, amazing buff. And that's enough to make Jack probably way scarier than before. Jin didn't got touched, probably just like the Zen one got nerfed a little, but you could already launch it most of the time. Now the only problem with June is she got buffed in some things. Uh, like the hit smash got nerfed heavily. Doesn't track anymore. The second it recovered less life. Radiant of course was improved like majority. Some things in hit use less hit, like power 1+2. But overall, like in general, she has been a little improved in the property of the moves, like the hockey, for example, has improved. But in general, she lose less health, but she lose permanent health now, a lot compared to before. Like not much. We're talking like 5 HP, not too much, but still, it's compared to before, isn't it? Then we have Kazuya, where forward 2 was improved, which is crazy in my opinion because it's such an oppressive move. And down forward 3-1-1 got nerfed. Okay, I think basically nothing changed there. The haze whip now has been buffed, so if the opponent didn't step the first hit, he cannot avoid the second hit. It makes sense. King nerfs are ridiculous. Like they should be way more. Like they just reduced a little the damage on the hit smash, but literally nothing. 60 instead of 64. Sorry. And the rest are just buffs or nothing. Like it's crazy. I don't know. I'm very pissed off they didn't nerf King. I think King should have been nerfed way harder. Way harder. Like the 4-1 should not give full combo because King is a grappler. I know that the trolls nerf affect him in some way, but every character goes affected. It's not only King. Especially King maybe, but not only King. So I don't think this is enough, to be honest. Like also the Jaguar sprint mid attack was not touched. It's still safe. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. Like the one that gives the elbow, that gives all the things. I think it's with one that should have been nerfed. Kuma and Panda. Guys, these characters are, I wouldn't say OP. Because they're bears, you don't say OP, but in reality, I feel this is a problem. They will be a problem. In tournaments, these characters are easy to use on one point, and on second point, not everybody has a huge knowledge of them. Now, Kuma has incredible good chip damage because of the electric. You have no idea how much. And what they gave them, well, so let me start from the beginning. Uh, Kuma burst stance in this game was changed quite a lot because when Kuma goes down, they lost some of the best lows they have, like 1-2%. But the throw was hugely improved. Like Kuma and Panda have a buy throw that is unescapable. But in Tekken 7, these had no range. Literally, you could backpack. Now you cannot. It's risky, but you have to consider that's Kuma Lona. Okay. Now they buffered it. They made it so Kuma with that move remove all your gray hair. Now think about the fact Kuma and Panda are characters that charge moves a lot. Okay. And when they charge moves, they give you a lot of chip damage. So all the game of Kuma and Panda now is about doing chip damage, chip damage, chip damage, then running 1+2, try to bite you to remove all the chip damage, all the gray health. Uh, they're becoming very dangerous. I still feel they're kind of coin flip characters, almost at the same level of Asuka, because the chip damage that they got from like where Sunny charge it to, or down back charge it to, so all the charge and move, there's counterplay there. You can sidestep to the left, but they can just go for the quick version, and you got hit by it. So there is always a coin flip situation. I feel this game is so coin flipping right now, and the direction they are going to is still very coin flipping. They also improve the damage on the bear seat for some reason. I don't know why. Uh, but yeah. And they buffed Panda hit. We still don't know how good it will be. Probably a lot better than before because it went from 21 to 40 damage. The shooting star thing that Panda does, the Xiaoyu kicks. So 19 damage more than before. It consumed less hit. Probably is very good now. We are talking about 20 damage more. It's a lot. Think about it. Double. It does double the damage of before. Um, and the other thing, they improved the his mesh of Panda, so it does more damage than before. It's still weaker than Kuma, both in frames and in terms of damage, but it's better than before. Now it does 50 damage when it hit you the ball. Before it was going to do 44 damage. The Salmon still does 55 damage. Still very strong, especially considering it's a 13 frame. Uh, it's mesh. It's so good because you can literally punish Dragunov down to if you're in hit with 55 damage. Plus you can floor break. Amazing. Oh, Lars, not much damage, not much change to Lars, nothing special to talk about, just his mesh does more damage like he needed it for some reason. And low back for 3 was improved to actually hit from behind, but he has a quite heavy nerf. Whereas in 4, in counter it always granted DSS 411. And this actually in a hit is a full lancer. So there is a big scaling now being applied, 70%. Lee got buffed a little on forward 333 and from hitting opponent from behind and the rage art, nothing special. Leo, a nerf on dumb back 2-4 to be able to whiff punish it when you duck it, because sometimes the opponent will send in punish with whiff. And the hop kick was adjusted, nothing special. Leroy became probably way better. We still cannot judge just by day one things, but it looks like can he be almost at the level of what he was before in Tekken 7? Maybe. He has a great amount of buffs. First of all, He can do from sidestep 1+2 is a new move, okay? And it does a lot of chip damage. A lot of chip damage. And multi-hit attacks always recover hit time. So now from sidestep, he can recover the hit as well, because sidestep 1+2 will recover hit. 1+2 as well, like, I don't know, everything got buffed. 1+2 became safe, like by 4 frames safer. 1+2 became safer by 4 and 7 frame. Forward 3 1+2, you cannot duck it anymore on hit. It was a bug since Tekken 7. I always consider that a bug. Now forward 1+2, it's also safer by 4 frames. Now you gain some health when you parry the opponent attacks by 3, and if it's perfect time, by 5. That's nice. The back 3 has a huge buff as well. Now, just like in counter it granted, I think, 1+2. You might correct me if I'm wrong. But now on natural hit, it does less damage than before. But on natural hit, it connects like it was countered before. So I can show you. Very big buff. I'm not a Leroy expert because you find very little Leroy in this game. Now I guess you will find a lot more. Where is Leroy? Maybe even me. So you see, this move before on counter it guaranteed 1+2. Now on even on, this is all combo. All combo. 50 damage. +9. This is +9. 50 damage. Amazing. You can also do that if you want. Instead of going into it. It does a little more damage with this, but you don't have hit. Still, like, it's crazy good. It's the same as down by 3, I think. Yeah. When down by 3 hit you encounter, same thing. So, whoa, wait. Yeah, like this. But you cannot get the 1+2 hype, no? What do you get? Only that? Only this, I guess. Okay. Okay. Other things, for what I understood, the parry basically does a lot more damage than before. Let me see if I can find. Look at this. Look at this. This is all guaranteed. All guaranteed, guys. All guaranteed. Do you see the amount of damage from a parry? Perfect parry has a sense to exist. How much damage is this? So 8 damage the last one. Plus 17. So 25. Plus 40. So it's 65 damage. 65 damage. And also, yeah, he has better combos here. But this is crazy. Like the buff to the parry is 65 damage. That's a lot of damage. A lot of damage. A really lot. So yeah, Leroy might be back and be good. Lily, basically no change. All no change, only down forward for 2 tracking, but nothing special. Raven, surprisingly, not many changes. It improved a little the tracking of some moves, and where standing 4 was improved. but in general, no change. Reina, nothing special. Like seriously, nothing special. Uh, they just nerfed the his smash a little. To be honest, as long as they don't touch 442, this character will be too powerful. In my opinion, really too powerful. Um, and then there are things here. Nothing changed really on the back four. Nothing special. Now, Steve Fox. Steve was improved a lot. They removed the strange cancel you could do from Lionheart, which was not intended, but they improved Lionheart a lot. They really want you to use the stance a lot more. They gave him +1 frame to avoid the usage of armor on the Lionheart stance after Don Back 3-2, for example. Uh, and we're sending 1-1 now jails, I think. I'm not sure because it's the same writing of all the rest. So I think he still cannot. It doesn't change. But the rest, like everything was improved by 1 frame to avoid people just power crashing everything in Lionheart. Um, and also Lionheart 1+2 now is, let's try put this Lionheart. But basically you can combo from it. So Steve was buffed. I'm not even sure Steve needed to be buffed. I think it was a character that was not explored too much. How to do it? No. Wait. How to do Lionheart? Man. How to do that? It was a back something? During Lionheart. Yeah, but how to do Lionheart? A back to it. Yeah. Okay. Wow, this is good. I mean, I don't know the combo, but so not only you have this now, but you also have this. Okay, I cannot charge it. Oh, it actually does tornado as well. Bro, this is so good. This is so good. You can tornado there. Can you tornado him? No. You see? The mid cannot tornado, but the high can tornado. And then something else. 65 damage and I don't know combo. Wow. Wow. Did it just disappear? I just disappeared, guys. What happened? The webcam. I disappeared. Hello? Hello? Oh? Oh my god. I disappeared. Okay, you don't see me anymore. It's okay. We did a lot of videos. Shane, no changes basically. The only thing is a buff on the holding input. I couldn't use the tailspin. You couldn't use the tailspin after 4 breaks because it reset the charge. Now you can. Basically, the only thing you need to know. They removed the infinite for forward back 2, but that never happened. So, to me, in 4 months. So, nothing special. Shoyu got nerfed in hit. Now, finally, the Hypnotist 3, the low is -13. And Hypnotist 2 consume more hit bar. Up back 4 does less damage, so at the wall she will do less damage with the hit juggle. And forward 2-1-2 also does less damage. Okay. And opponent is standing instead of crouching after the block. Other things, she'd get better combos now because forward 3 was improved. So now she can do combos on big characters before she could not. So this is actually a buff to her versus big characters like Jack. But in general, yeah, she was nerfed a little on the damage of the wall and on the Hypnotist 3 and Hypnotist 2. I think this is how this patch should have been for every character. The changes here are intentional to make show you weaker in the area she's too strong, but they don't destroy her. It's not like Azucena where they literally nerf the shit out of her. This makes sense. What they did here makes sense, you know? Like they are not too big of changes, but they balance the issues of Shayu fairly well. So good job there. Yoshimitsu got buffed quite a little. I don't know why, but it's mostly only hitbox stuff. He got nerfed actually on the flash because of the heavy tailspin mechanic being nerfed. So Yoshimitsu used that flash a lot in combos. Now he might have to change combos again for the third time in 4 months. But yeah, overall, nothing too much. As long as Yoshimitsu 1-1 will always be safe, that's a problem that should nerf. Like, I don't understand why Azucena 1-1, which has counterplay because you can backdash or sidestep left, got nerfed to -10. Yoshimitsu 1-1 has no counterplay. It's not even a punch parry because the second it's not a punch, it's a sword. It recover life, it launches and counter it without sword. It knock down and war splat without sword. Why that safe? I never understand it. 1-1 of Yoshimitsu should not be safe. Zafina. Zafina was improved a lot. We just need to understand if this a lot is enough to actually be relevant in the game. I saw that 1-4 is way better than before. She has a very good 10 frame punish now. Let me show you. I know that they say they need it to prevent it mainly the use of Rage Art after, because Rage Art was guaranteed after. But to be honest, Zafina being plus 22 with the opponent falling that way means that after that you got this one, which is a low that does 13 damage, not lethal, and plus 5. And it's not even low parryable because it's 18 frame and you have plus 22. So the opponent has no time to low parry. They can just block. Very good. This is insanely good because you can also use a lot of other things. Of course, this is too slow to miss, to whiff, but you have the 3, you have the 4, you have the 1+2, which I don't recommend you using because of the fact that it's not safe. You have down for 1, which is a hit engager that is safe. It basically come out at almost the same frames. Yes, let me see if it's safe. Yeah, it's +6 actually. So they block the mid, you're plus. Of course, there is a lot of space, but you can set up the running. So this is big because now the situation here is either take the low or take the mid. The mid is a hit engager and it's +6 on block. It just creates pushback, which is fine. Otherwise it will be way too aggressive. But yeah, this is alone a big change, and basically they changed the feeling in this because you punish something, you go into this, you are at the distance where you want to use the new mechanics, which is the running 1+2, which is chip damage, hike, and +8, and then again you're again here. You know, it's like a loop. The pressure with Zafina, they only want you to do this. This is what they plan you to do. There are other stuff that got buffed, like this. Theoretically, went to +5 instead of +2, and if I enter stance, it's +7. It's a good change, but I think the other is more important than this. To be honest, the running +2 with all the rest that we saw is more important. And that's it, guys. This is everything. I'm not sure why my USB at some point decided to fail and cannot see me anymore, but you can hear me, so that's okay. Thank you. What I think of the patch, I think be very careful of the bears. The change to the bears are insane, in my opinion, even if we didn't talk too much about them. But the fact that Panda it is also usable now, and the fact that the bears can literally delete your health bar with a throw. Man, I'm so afraid the bears will actually do so many like deaths. Can I say that? Like very strong. And the other thing, Azuka being a coin flip character, she can be a very strong tournament character now. I don't think she's strong overall, but a strong tournament character, which is what matters the most. Let's see. The stabilizer buff, even more than the running 1+2 buff, is what worries me. Zafina also has this, but I still feel I'm more afraid of Azuka than Zafina from this part. And Bears, as I said. Bryan, I'm not sure. Dragunov nerfs are not enough, in my opinion. Peng nerfs are not enough. Jack, as you saw, has very good buffs in the Gamma. And yeah, these are the main changes, I think. Most of the characters were still untouched. And Leroy, of course. Leroy, for me, is a big income. I'm not sure if he will be good or not. I cannot understand because I didn't play enough Leroy in Tekken 8 to start with. So I will see now what happened. And the other, yes, Steve, in my opinion, was already good. Very good. Way underrated. Um, Now the fact that Lionheart has a new launcher, he has more advantage. Oh, that makes things way more complicated. So yeah, these are the characters to look for: Kuma, Jack, Azuka, Steve, Leroy, most probably, and also Zafina. Thank you guys. Let's see what will happen from now on. Take care. Bye bye.